Hey guys, it's Dom and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be closing out my February 2023 budget with you guys. Now, I didn't start this budget with you all, but you know, it's the end of the month. I'm closing it out. I thought I'd go ahead and just film this video and let you guys know how my spending has been for this month. It has been a little crazy. I definitely did overspend. Well, I went over my budget in a lot of different categories, which you'll see in a second, but I did come into a little bit of extra income, so that kind of sort of offset it. Overall, I think the point of me budgeting and tracking my expenses and stuff is for me to be more conscious about my transactions and my purchases. And I definitely will say that I was conscious about everything that I spent. Nothing was done like impulsively. I understood when I was going to be going over budget and stuff like that. So in a way, I feel like I still hit my goals of being conscious. Definitely in the month of March, I want to try to be a little bit more on budget with things. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into this. If this is the type of content that you guys like, financial, personal finance, then definitely subscribe. I actually am filming a video right now that's going to be going up next week. It's a what I spend in a week, you know, living in DC. Spoiler alert. It's been pretty uneventful. This week I started filming it on Sunday, and honestly, I haven't spent anything, but I have a feeling that the spending is about to ramp up because my birthday is tomorrow and we're going into the weekend, and I definitely have some plans. So stay tuned for that video, but let's go ahead and get into this closeout. Okay, so I've actually gone ahead and started filling some of this stuff out. Usually my income and my savings section, I just fill that out throughout the month. It's just easier for me to keep track of that stuff. So as soon as a paycheck comes in, I just go ahead and jot down the actual amount. So we can see that I was pretty much, you know, on track with my paychecks for income one and income two. My rollover, I did roll over a little bit less than I had intended to roll over, but that's okay because I did come into a little bit of money. I had some RSUs that vested with my job this month. So I did go ahead and sell those and cashed out. So I thought it might be around 700. It was just under 700. So that's pretty good. And then I actually got my taxes back. I usually do my taxes like as soon as like my, you know, W-2s are released, I just go ahead and try to knock that stuff out. So I did get my tax returns. This is for state. And yeah, so $208. So altogether, $92.43.58. So that's good. All of my savings tracked exactly as I thought it would. I automatically have part of my paycheck that goes into my savings account. Each paycheck, I set aside $250 for the anniversary trip that I'm going on in April. I did transfer $500 to my Roth IRA, and then I did set aside $200 for my birthday. Okay, let's go ahead and get into bills. So my rent this month, sorry if you see me looking down, I did write all this stuff out. So my rent this month was $1751.74. So a tad bit under budget. Oops. Okay, so for internet, that was $55.90. So it did go up a little bit. It looks like I have to check why. I think there was like, I'm not even sure. I think there was like an extra $1 or something that was added on. But I think that that's going to be consistent moving forward, the $55.90. The telehealth that came out, that was $14.99. Electricity was a little bit lower than I expected. It was $98.70. Funny story about my electricity. So I have this on auto pay, so it automatically comes out of my checking account. And I got a little impatient because since February is a short month, I guess the date for the auto pay was supposed to be on the 28th. And the way my like checking account and stuff works is I like for like all my stuff to clear like before the end of the month, so like I can do my closeout, and like I don't really have any pending charges or anything like that. So I went into my electricity account and I made a payment for the $98.70, but I didn't stop the auto pay. So I was checking my bank account this morning and I had like another $98.70 taken out yesterday, as well as like the day that I submitted like the manual payment. So that was a little bit frustrating, but I'm probably gonna call them today just to make sure that that will definitely be accredited for next month. Like as long as, you know, it's accredited for next month, then it's fine. We have Netflix, that was $16.77, and I actually canceled Netflix, so I won't have this moving forward. Apple, yeah, it was 99 cents that got taken out. This is actually increasing because I do need more storage, iCloud storage, so I think this is gonna be like 2 something moving forward. And YouTube Premium was $11.99. Okay, let's go ahead and get into groceries. So I went over budget with groceries. I spent $493.78, and yeah, honestly, there was just kind of a lot of things that happened this month. So there was Super Bowl. I ended up spending a little bit more of my grocery budget for Super Bowl because we ended up hosting like a get together at my boyfriend's place. I just went over a little bit there. Eating out went over just a little bit. That was $46.41. Beauty, basically I was on budget. $15.39 to $15.39. Soja, he was a little bit under budget. I ended up spending $163.45. Our date night, I was actually very much under budget for this. I only spent $31.49. Personal, I went way over budget on this one. I ended up spending $741.41. There was kind of a lot of things that led up to this. First of all, I didn't even give myself that much personal money to work with this month. And I ended up going thrifting quite a lot in the beginning of the month. So I kind of burnt through my personal money doing that, or I used up most of it doing that. And then there were a couple other things that happened. I had to pay, I needed to pay for a trip, an upcoming trip to Vegas with some of my cousins. We ended up getting the hotel room, so I did pay for my half or my portion of that, and that came out of my personal, as well as I bought a coat, which you guys might have seen in my vlog that I am absolutely in love with. But yeah, those were pretty big purchases, and that just kind of blew my personal budget out of the water. So it is what it is. Next we have household, and I spent $47.07. For gas, I paid $22, which I actually didn't even fill up this month. I'm gonna have to do that next month, but I took a little bit out because I gave Steven some gas money because he is, bless his soul, he like literally drives us everywhere and like refuses to let me drive, which is great, but every now and then I like to throw up some money because I basically like never use any of my gas. So yeah. Gifts, I went a little over budget with this one. I paid $249.97, and that was just with, there was Valentine's Day, there was my dad's birthday and my stepmom's birthday, as well as I got a gift for my dad earlier this month when he won an award, and I went to the award ceremony, so I got him some stuff like flowers for that. So went a little bit over budget there. Counseling, I was a little bit under budget. That was $30, and I pay $15 copay every time I have a counseling session, and honestly I think I'm gonna start just budgeting for $30 I wasn't sure what my schedule was gonna be looking like each month. So I've just always budgeted for like a session a week, but we've been pretty much consistently doing it every 2 weeks. So I think $30 is safe to budget for. And unbudgeted, I went a little bit over, well, not a little bit, I went very much over, $205.99. So yeah, definitely went over budget in my expenses. It's weird, like in a way, I don't like feel great about like going so much over budget. However, I'm at least happy that these were all very like conscious money decisions that I made. Like I understood and I knew, you know, that I was going over budget with every purchase that I was making. Also, I don't know if I've let you guys know this, but I do track all of my expenses manually in this notebook. I don't know if you guys could see all of these, but yeah, basically every transaction, and this is just for my expenses. I don't track my bills. I do track my bills, but I just put that stuff in manually when the bill comes out because they're pretty fixed, but the expenses can vary. So I do like to note every transaction that I do. So, you know, I was very conscious of writing down all of my purchases and stuff. So we'll just try and do a little bit better next month. Debt, all of this was exactly as it should be. I paid $69 for my mattress firm and I paid $178.95. It's interesting. So if you come up here to the top, you see the budgeted versus actual. So this is how much money I should have remaining in my account. I actually have more remaining in my account and I'm not exactly sure how that happened. I went ahead and so most of my bills and expenses are put onto my credit cards and I just pay that off all at the end of the month. So I did that the other day. And so the money that's left in my checking account now is what I theoretically will roll over into the next month. Sometimes it's not an exact amount because sometimes I end up taking a little bit of the rollover and putting it back into like savings. I actually ended up with like 26 something in my checking account left over. So I'm not exactly sure how much I'm gonna actually roll over into my March budget, but we'll see. Overall, I'm very happy with this month's expenses. I think having the extra income definitely saved me a little bit from me going over budget. Next month, kind of my goals are to be a little bit more diligent with my tracking, meaning I want to kind of have an SLA for how quickly I write down my transactions after making that transaction. And then also another goal of mine for March is to really try to stick to my budget, like not just use it as a suggestion, but really try to stick to most of my budgeted amounts. And I feel like I definitely didn't do that last month. Even though I was conscious, I feel like I didn't do that last month. So like this month, I still want to be conscious, but I also want to try to stick to what I've set out to spend. That's gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys liked it. Definitely thumbs it up or leave a comment. Let me know how the month of February was for you guys. Did you guys stay on budget? Did you guys make any fun purchases? Let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.